5 in a row. Division-leading Astros. It's our showcase highlight. Here's Scott Rowland with the stroke. Bases loaded in the third. That's going through on Wade Miller. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Brian Hunter, Todd Pratt. Rolling 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. It's a 2-0 ball game. Top of the 4th. 1 out for Lance Berkman. Lance Berkman drives that on Robert Person. Jose Vizcaino coming all the way around from first. Berkman up to 104 RBIs, and it's a 2-1 game. Top of the 5th, still 2-1, 2 outs. Craig Biggio at the plate. Rolling defensively, barehanded, up, firing, just got a man with some pretty good speed. End of inning. Bottom of the 7th, still 2-1. Phil's trying to add to the lead. Marlon Anderson the bunt. Vinny Castilla with the play. Anderson thought he was in. Larry Boa upset again, but Robert Person would take care of things, including Jeff Bagwell.
That's really unusual, and he gets a strikeout. Person with a 2-2 to him, and he got him again. Bagwell up.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it? He has just picked up the hat trick.
That's Gary Thorne, little mixmaster Gary Thorne. Gary said, I don't remember that. Top of the 9th, Jose Mesa gets it done, and Robert Person, the Astro antidote, had a 2-hit shutout back in May at Enron, and here goes a solid 8. Gets the 2-1 win, outdueling Wade Miller. Mesa, you saw there, went through the heart of the dangerous Houston order, finished things up in the 9th. Phil snapped a 5-game losing streak against a very hot team. Pitchers like the home cooking. Robert Person now 21-5 at Veterans Stadium. Among active pitchers, only Tim Hudson has a better winning percentage in one particular stadium. David Wells in his favorite park on the list. In every other Major League Stadium, Person is 21-31.
Padres Braves. Atlanta's lost its last 6 to Ted, but Greg Maddux usually good to finish these kind of things off. Top second, 3-0 Braves, and Maddux walks Ben Davis, ending a stretch of 340 straight batters without issuing an unintentional walk. Bottom third, Cheaper Jones off Brian Tolberg. 32nd homer. He was 2 for 4. It's 4-2 Atlanta. Top 4, still 4-2. Davis facing Maddux, and Andrew Jones is coming hard, giving effort. Effort's the key to the success in the would end the inning. Top 8, Tony Gwynn comes up to pinch hit. 39 career hits versus Maddux. It's the most he has against any pitcher. But that total will stay at 39. And Atlanta picked themselves up a win. 6-3. Maddux 11-2 in his last 13 games. Got a 17-7 record overall. Out 3 hits, pounded at 2 of Javier Vasquez in the first, and Bonds. Ball 4. Take your base. Throw to second. Doesn't matter. Bonds walked twice. Bottom third, no score. 2 on for Vladimir Guerrero. Vlad the Impaler against Sean Estes, who's had a struggle as of late. That's going into the gap. Bounces around there. Guerrero 3 for 4, 2 doubles, 88 RBI in the year, stole 2 bags. It's a pretty good game for him. And he's still not done. Still bottom third, this time Jeff Blum. Rhymes with plum, rhymes with home run. 3-run shot for him. Number 7 on the year, 6-0 Expos. He gets 6 runs in the third. Top 6, Bonds facing Vasquez, and that'd be a home run and a silo, but not going to count here. So he's stuck on 54. Did finish 1 for 2, had a single. Now top 9, 7-1 Expos, Pedro Feliz, and I told you we got a little more Vlad Guerrero. There he is. 3 hits, and then we'll throw in a great grab as well to show he is a well-rounded ball player. Expos win it by a count of 7-1. Vasquez grooved 8 scoreless innings, raising his string of goose eggs to 23 straight. Opponents last scored on him August 7th. Sean Estes, 1 win in his last 7 decisions. Speaking of Vlad, Gents manager Dusty Baker says if you come here for 3 days, you know he's going to take charge.
This one with the A's, and here in the third, nobody is scoring until Jermaine Dye rocks this one deep on Dave Burba. Dye's 20th home run of the season. His parents, Bill and Nita, very excited. Sonny Boy put one out in the 7th, tied up 2-2. Charlie Manuel wanted a strikeout on Jason Giambi. Can you argue balls and strikes? No, you can't. Manuel hoping the A's clubhouse had some good furniture, because that's where he's going, tossed out. Next pitch to Giambi. Ripped down the line. Olmedo signs going over to third after an intentional walk to Dye. Bases loaded for Terrence Long. Watch Jim Thome. Just gets by him. Nobody there near first base. Signs, scores. A's take a 3-2 lead. Top of the 8th. 4-2 Oakland. Juan gone. 2-run shot on Jason Isringhausen. Gonzalez's 30th of the season. It's all tied up. Top of the 11th. Jim Thome. in a tie ball game. Not anymore. This off Luis Vizcaíno, 43rd home run of the season. Indians take a 5-4 lead, but big trouble in the bottom of the inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. David Risky gets Miguel Tejada in a double play. They'd have an intentional walk and then an epic battle with Ramon Hernandez on a 3-2. He struck him out. Bet Manuel didn't argue with that call. Looked good to me, and David Risky's first career save. Cleveland 11-3 in extra innings this season. Jason Giambi and Johnny Damon a combined 6 for 10. It's a 2-1 ball game. He's down 2-1 in the 7th. Tim Wakefield, though, with a man on. Wakefield up and thrown. Go ahead, say it. Oh! We got runners on the corners, nobody out on the error. This Red Sox with a 1-run lead, mind you. Later that inning, Darren Erstad is the batter. Derek Lowe is on in relief. 2 men on. Erstad, base hit. Benji Gill coming in. He's going to score. We got a 2-2 ball game. Angels not done yet. Garrett Anderson with men on the corners. Base hit back up the middle. David Eckstein will score. Angels take a 3-2 lead. And in the 8th inning, Rod Beck on in relief. Nobody on for Ben Molina. Molina, 4 for 4. Cranks this one out. Angels come back, win this one, 4-2 the final score. Boston note, Brett Saberhagen.
Lima started for the Tigers, but this ain't Comera. Brett Boone, number 28, ends up 5-0 in the first. 4 batters later, Lima would be taken out. Tips his hat to the crowd, who appreciate that, and then gives the coach a little something there. He lasted 2/3 of an inning, 6 runs, 6 hits. Bottom second, ends up 6-0, 2 outs. Booney, that's going to get down. He's going to run to second. That's a double, his 29th double to go with the 28 homers. Bottom third, ends up 10-0. Runners on first and third. Booney's going to drive both those home. That's going to rattle around the right field corner. He now has 111 RBIs and 3 triples. Ends up 12-0, which means he needs that single for the cycle, and in the 7th, he grounds out, and he's not going to get it. Boone would finish 3 for 5. Meanwhile, in the 8th, it's still 15-1. David Bell needs a triple to complete his cycle, and that's just going to be a routine single. But he did finish 5 for 5, which is good for him, as the M's win at 16-1. 5 players in the game with at least 3 hits. John Ulrich, 2 jacks, number 16 and 17. 16 runs, 20 hits, both season high for the M's. They get a lot of season highs.
Twins have lost 14 of 17, last of 4 with Toronto. That, though, Rick Reed is coming over from the Mets, 1-2 with a 7.45 ERA. There's Jose Cruz Jr. leading off, and oh, that's got to hurt the way he envisioned it. Bottom of the first, it's 3-1 Twins. Esteban Loaiza to Brian Buchanan. Buchanan crushes this. 2-run shot. Twins take a 5-1 lead. Top of the 6th, Reed settled down. He struck him out. He goes 7. He's up 4 hits, just 1 run. It was on that first home run, the first man he faced, and the Twins snapped 3-game losing streak. Rick Reed, strongest outing of the year for the Twins. First career win at the Metrodome. Jose Cruz Jr., his 11th home run of the month to lead off the game. It was his noon in the month of August. Sammy Sosa, 11 home runs, 22 RBIs, #1 in the National League in both categories. Had a 3-home run game against the Rockies August 9th. Bottom of the first, Max Suzuki. Oh, he's thinking the Ron Santo. Oh, no! Kevin Tapani said the guys told him they'd take care of him. Said they went a little overboard. You'd see why. Rocky Coppinger doing the Ron Santo. Go ahead.
No.
Drills one again.
I can't.
Sosa, 48 home runs, up to 126 RBIs. It's 12-3. In the 6th inning, it's 14-3. Coppinger still on there. Sammy again, 3 for 4, 6 RBIs, up to 49 home runs. Second time in 2 weeks, Sosa hits 3 home runs, passes up a chance to tie the all-time record with 4 in a game. Both times it came in a blowout, so it made sense. And Sammy now 3 home runs in a game 4 times, 1 shy of the National League record, held by the big cat, Johnny Mize. Berg, Joe Beimel on the hill, the rookie for the Pirates, against Matt Williams with 2 on and 1 out. Williams ripping this ball. Williams with a double here, 2 for 4, driving in a run. It's a 1-0 ball game. Next man is Mark Grace, ripping that with 2 men aboard, and yes, 3-run shot. Grace 2 for 4, 4 RBIs. More than they'd need for Albie Lopez. Pat Mears had his problems. Whole lineup had problems against Lopez. Mears down once in the 5th, down again. Mears, after that, needs a friend in screening. The whole 3 strikeouts make the highlight. Lopez got everybody. Complete game shutout. Arizona takes it easily. They've won 10 of 11. Lopez struggled when he first got to Arizona's Wild Series. Remember, Lance Davis and Jim Edmonds hooked up on that wild play with a few days ago. Jim Edmonds here struck out by Lance Davis. Ends the inning in the first. Top of the third, Reds up 3-1. Greg Paquette, grounder. Juan Castro starts the double play to end the inning. Still have a 3-1 ball game. Top of the fifth. Davis again, this time on Mike Matheny, and he struck him out. Go to the 8th. 2 men on, 1 out. Danny Graves trying to put out the fire. J.D. Drew got him as well. Next man up is Albert Pujols. Pujols, a super rookie, getting a piece of this. Ruben Rivera in right field, snares it. End of threat in that inning. Top of the 9th. Graves again on McGuire. God. Cards came to Cincinnati with an 11-game winning streak, but the Reds take 2 out of 3 in the series. Davis also drove in a run. He said he was trying to make up for that botched tag-up play in the opener of this series. The loss dropping St. Louis back to 3rd place in the Central, but with Houston's loss, they stayed 3 games out of 1st place.
Dodgers 4-1 against the Marlins this season. Top 2nd, LA down 2-1. Alex Cora, A.J. Burnett, and he gets that a little high, but nice play by Alex Gonzalez. Look at that. They don't give him the force at 2nd. He came off the bag a little bit. He gets the guy at 1st, and still that's where it's shown even if he had gotten no outs. Very pretty. Bottom 3rd, 2-2. Mike Lowell off Terry Adams. Gary Sheffield coming up throwing. Cliff Floyd in there past Paul LaDuca, though LaDuca begs to differ. Manager Jim Tracy begged to differ so much he got thrown out over the play, but watch. Floyd in there, safe, barely. Bottom 7, 4-3 Fish, Kevin Millar, Terry Mulholland. It's a 2-run belt, his 14th. Marlins go up 6-3. Millar 2 for 4, drove in 3 as Florida wins it by a count of 8-6. Crazy, the Marlins, and Mets. Bottom 2, Mets up 2-1 with 2 outs. Matt Lawton off Sean Chacon, but Mark Little making a big play. Look out for the bite. Look at the replay here. Little gets it down safe. Top 7 bases full, 2 outs. Kevin Apier facing Greg Norton. Need a good pitch here. That little up. Fortunately for Norton, so did he. Popped up. Todd Zeile will take that. Apier holds on. Mets beat the Rockies by a count of 2-1. Apier 1 run in 7 innings. Last 29. Welcome to Jason Tyner's highlight. We're just glad to be watching. Chris Richard facing Ryan Root. Richard pops. There's Tyner. Look out for the mound. Bullpen. Got it. That looks like it hurts, but stays in because in the bottom of the 9th they'd need a 10-10 game. A little blooper. Going to score a run. D-Rays score 9 in the final 3 innings. Tyner 4 for 6, and they win it 11-10. D-Rays rally from 5 down to win their 6th straight game at home. Matches the team record they set in their expansion season of '98. 17 of 18 guys. Every starter on both teams save 1 at least 1 hit. Cal Ripken, the collar, 0 for 5.
Jerry Manuel said it was like a heavyweight fight. Maybe some of you missed the White Sox and the Royals. Carlos Lee in the 6th. The White Sox down 8-7. Driving in 2. Lee 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs. White Sox take a 9-8 lead. Same inning. White Sox now up 12-8. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Royce Clayton rips that, driving in a run. An 8-run 6th inning, taking a 13-8 lead. It's not over yet. 13-8. Carlos Beltran. And there's a grand slam. Away it goes. First career grand slam, 16th homer of the year. It's 13-12. Bottom of the 9th, Beltran needs a double for the cycle with a man aboard. 3 for 3 in the game. He struck him out, Keith Folk. And the White Sox hang on to win it 13-12. Also had a rain delay in this one as well.
Top 2nd, no score. Jorge Posada facing Darren Oliver. Drives one to right, but Chad Curtis, former Yankees, out there. He makes a nice grab. Posada robbed of extra bases. Let's go to the top of the 5th. 3-zip Rangers. Derek Jeter runs 2nd and 3rd, 2 out, but strikes out looking. Top 7 now 3-1. Jeter again, runners in scoring position, strikes out again, left 5 runners on base, and with the bases loaded, Jeter the pick but can't make the throw. Clearly the curse of Freddie Prinze Jr. has struck. Jeter's first error in 36 games, and the Rangers win at 8-1, and they clinch the season series over the Yanks.